Anger is not always the problem. Unmanaged anger is. We have a lot of leaders in different organizations who lose their cool or control every single time. When a leader loses emotional control, everyone pays the price. Hi, welcome back to the Life Podcast. I'm your host Tobi Olubi, and today we go a little bit deeper. Anger management in leadership. First, you must understand that leadership will test your emotions. People will misunderstand you. They will disappoint you. They will betray your expectations. They will challenge your authority. If you don't learn to manage anger, anger will manage you. Unmanaged anger doesn't just affect your mood, it affects your productivity, your decisions, and your relationships, as well as the future of your leadership. Anger is an emotional alert system. It signals three things. Number one, boundaries were crossed, expectations were violated, and values were challenged. The danger is not feeling anger in that sense. The danger is reacting without wisdom. Many leaders react instead of responding. They just explode instead of evaluating. They vent instead of discerning. And trust me, reactions always cost more than responses. So which will you choose, reacting or responding? So why do leaders struggle with anger? Leadership multiplies pressure. And the higher you lead, the more responsibility you carry, the more people pull on you, and the less room you have to break down. So anger is like a release valve for most people. But here's the truth. Anger is often a secondary emotion. Behind anger is usually fear, insecurity, exhaustion, unmet expectations, and wounded pride. So wise leaders don't just ask, why am I angry? They ask, what is this anger telling me right now? It is important to note that anger damages leadership. So unmanaged anger will break trust, will silence honest communications, will create fear instead of respect, will push good people away, and will replace influence with intimidation. People may even obey you, but they stop believing in you. Remember, in previous episodes, I talked about how vision is important in leadership, because if you have vision, people can follow you. Another important trait is that people should trust you. And so if you're a leader and you can't be trusted, then your leadership is faulty. Now bringing it into anger management. If you're always angry, people will lose trust in you. And they stop bringing problems to you. They start to avoid you as a leader. Let's move on to the practical steps for anger management in leadership. Number one is pause before you respond. It sounds easy, but trust me, it can be hard to pause. If someone says something, does something, reacts in a way, and you want to react, pause. Because if you pause, there is not going to be an opposing reaction to that person's action. Number two, name the emotion you are feeling. Put a name to it. Am I tired? Am I hurt? Am I afraid of losing control? Is my pride threatened? You need to understand that anger will shrink when truth is exposed. So you need to understand what is going on. What am I feeling exactly? Number three, set emotional boundaries. Not every issue requires a response. Not every offense deserves your energy. You don't owe anyone a reaction at that moment. So you need to set emotional boundaries with people, with your team, to ensure that you are able to manage yourself properly. Number four, process anger privately. Public venting destroys credibility. I'm sure you've watched movies, right, and seen CEOs scattering the office, turning things upside down and venting their anger on other people. How did you feel in that moment? That's exactly how other people will feel if you start to vent to them publicly. Private processing builds maturity. You can process it privately and you can express yourself better when you see the people or the situation involved. Remember, leaders bleed in private so that others don't need to bleed in public. Another thing is to know your identity. If you know your identity, you don't need anger to prove your authority. Some people might think that the more they are mean and show anger and vent, it shows that people can be intimidated by them and people would respect them. No, all you're sowing the seeds of discord. People will be intimidated, but they won't respect you. So you don't need anger to prove your authority. So it's time for reflection. Begin to ask, what are my triggers? What triggers me the most in my leadership journey? Is it a relationship with my colleagues? Is it people that I do business with? You need to identify what your triggers are. What will people say to you that will get to you the most? Identify them. Number 2, what emotion are you hiding by staying angry? You need to figure that out. And then lastly, you need to pray and ask for wisdom to manage your emotions whenever you are being made angry. Thank you for listening and see you next time.